Hello, Chef Val here. It's Sunday, February 22nd. It is the last day that you can get the 2026 Vegan Health Bundle. Okay, I know I sound like a broken record. I've been going on and on about the bundle all week long, but you have to get the bundle because today's the last day. After midnight, it's going to be gone. You won't be able to get this amazing collection together ever again. We have 70 different items, over $4,500 worth of merchandise, and it's yours for $49. Now, I've been talking about this for a whole week. I have Chef Julia Dunaway's whole wheat sourdough bread class. Look, this is all the bread I have left from the loaf that I made. I have another loaf that I worked on all day. It's in the fridge. There is a time where you ferment it in the fridge. And then when it comes out of the fridge, I'm going to bake it. I'm going to have fresh bread later on today. Yum. And then the other recipe that I brag about, Chef Mark Reinfeld's tahini turmeric dip. I have made it twice, and I'm almost out. I'm going to make it again today. That means 3 times in 1 week I've made this sauce. This is out of 20 oil-free sauces. That's his cookbook. We have he's not a chef, but his name is Nate Maris, and he's married to Melissa Maris, but he has a cookbook, and this is his Crimson Crush hummus that I made with a beet, absolutely delicious, and that's out of Crack Spread Repeat. That's his cookbook in the bundle. He also has a book called Full Mast, which is his journey of changing his diet with self-reflection. That is a really good book. I really enjoyed reading that. And, it gives a male perspective from changing your diet and being vegan. And I had an amazing conversation with Nate on my YouTube channel. Make sure you go watch that video, that interview. Lori Laundrie's sweet potato brownies. That was the first recipe I made out of the bundle. This is the only piece I have left. I ate the rest of it. Chef AJ and Melissa Maris have Make It Raw 4 cookbook with a recipe for black licorice. So I made this. The texture is just like black licorice. Nicole Fugelman did fermented. She has Eating Your Way to Health fermented food in the bundle. There are recipes and videos, and this is fermented turmeric root. You know how much I love turmeric root. Turmeric root has such strong anti-cancer properties. What I have in the bundle is Cancer Healing and Prevention with Macrobiotic Principles, and I feature fresh turmeric in my miso soup recipe that's in here. I share some traditional macrobiotic recipes in here, all with strong anti-cancer foods, and I go into the health benefits of the food. This is 4 videos. These are classes that I taught last year. Each video is 2 hours long. And this is a 65-page booklet that goes along with it. Not only do I talk about macrobiotics, what is it? What is yin and yang? How do you balance the energy? I go through all that. But I also touch on other things such as the energy of your thoughts, the energy of your words, how that affects your health. I go through that. I go through how the body heals emotionally, because that's a part of healing the body from cancer. And so I share all that in the classes. There's so much information in here that I didn't even get a chance to cover it all, but there's a lot of great information in here. This is just one path to healing your body if you have the disease of cancer. There are many different paths, and I talk about that too. Everybody's on their own journey. Some people heal themselves through macrobiotic principles. Some people heal themselves through a different path. Some people, if their faith is strong enough, they can heal themselves with faith. We've all heard of, the miracle that happens where the person just heals themselves from cancer. And again, that has to do with faith healing. And I do talk a little bit about that in the classes, just that there's different paths to go down to healing yourself. But my path has been the path of macrobiotic principles and eating healthy whole foods that's as close to Mother Nature as possible, and organic foods. And I'm also vegan. Now, I did post a video earlier that tells my personal journey of how I discovered macrobiotics. But I wanted to talk a little bit more about the dis-ease of cancer. So I have had some loved ones in my family who have had cancer. And so I can share their story, but also I work with people using food to overcome things such as cancer. And in the past, I have worked with people that have had breast cancer, lung cancer, prostate cancer. I'm trying to think of the whole list of cancers. There's been a few people. And what I do is I counsel them. So we sit down and we go through the food. What are they eating now? What foods do I recommend? I cook for them. A lot of times I go to their house and cook for them. And so I can make specific recipes geared to whatever kind of cancer that they might happen to have. Oh, a female reproductive cancer. This one lady, yeah, I cooked for her with that too. And yeah, so a variety of different ones. I just remembered her because she was a really sweet lady. Now, some people choose to go down the path where they work directly with food to heal their body. Some people use the food, but they also use doctors and medical intervention, and that's their path. Some people choose to do the food and then maybe go see a naturopathic doctor. So they're working together. And so, whatever way that you want to use to heal your body, I'm willing to work with you with the food aspect. So there's lots of, different, it's a personal journey. You make the decision for yourself and you do what you're led to do, but I can help you with the food. I have seen great successes helping people with prostate cancer. I had this one dear lady who did have breast cancer. She overcame the breast cancer, but unfortunately, after she felt good and she overcame the breast cancer, she went back to eating the standard American diet, the SAD diet, and the cancer did come back. Now, that's just her journey. That's just what happened to her. That doesn't happen to everybody. I'm just sharing my experience working with people and what has happened. I worked with a lady who had lung cancer, and I worked with her for a specific amount of time. And by the time I left, she was in remission, which was fantastic. And so my personal journey, so let's see, I was trying to remember how old I was. I was macrobiotic, and I was in my 30s, and my aunt was diagnosed with cancer, uterus cancer. And my aunt was my best friend, my Aunt Susie. Yeah, she was 20 years older than me, but we hung out together a lot. We did all kinds of things together. She was my best friend. I think I talked to her every single day. Just pick up the phone and call her. Sweetest person ever. And she always made you laugh. She was our funny, silly Aunt Susie. And I have cards. I saved the cards that she sent me, and she would sign them Crazy Aunt Susie, because that's who she was. The biggest smile in the world, the biggest laughter you could ever hear. She was just my best friend. And she had uterus cancer. And macrobiotics was, I was already doing it, but it was new to me. And she wasn't really into it. And so she went the traditional route with, radiation and chemotherapy. And she did pass away quite quickly after she had the operation where they supposedly removed the cancer. And then the cancer spread throughout her whole body. And so not a happy story there with my cancer experience, but personally, that was probably my first personal experience. And that was my Aunt Susie, my best friend. And so a more successful story, and one that I'm most proud of, is my dad. So about 20 years ago, my dad was diagnosed with prostate cancer. And I said to my parents, hey, you want me to help you? I can help you, whatever. I was macrobiotic at the time and everything, and they knew what I was doing. I mean, they knew everything, and so they said yes. So I went out there and I taught my mom and dad the macro diet. I put my dad on a strict macro diet, like strict, because you got to overcome the cancer. And he followed it to a T. And at the time, he told his doctor what he was going to do. He said, well, my daughter's this macrobiotic chef and I'm going to do that. And the doctor said, well, you can do that, but that won't make any difference. Well, my dad proved him wrong. My dad did not have any medical intervention or procedures or anything like that. He did it all with food. And it was a great success story. He did overcome the prostate cancer, and he's still here today, still going strong. And for a few years, he was my assistant. So when I would teach cooking classes, I've had a couple assistants throughout the years, but there was a few years where my dad was my assistant. I mean, talk about the best dad ever. Yeah. There was a time where he would come to my house, but there was also a time where I was teaching cooking classes at the local health food store, Better Health in Novi, if you live in Michigan. And my mom would come too. And at those, because we were at a store, my mom and my dad would be my assistants at my cooking classes, which I greatly appreciate very, very much. So that's my personal journey, and that's why I was inspired to do this series. And I realized I've been teaching classes for 29 years, and the last time that I taught a cancer healing and prevention series was in 2012. So I thought it was about time that I taught another series, because I had gathered so much more information in the years since the last time I taught it. So I went ahead and taught this one last year, and a few of the people that attended were dealing with cancer that were in the class. And when you watch the videos, the students do ask questions, and students ask the best questions. I love my students. Throughout the years that I've been teaching, the students have inspired me to learn more, because they come up with these wonderful questions. I just love questions from the students. So yeah, when you watch the videos, you'll hear some of the questions and my answers to the question. So that's another great part of the video series that I have in the bundle. Yeah, so you got to click the link today. It is Sunday, February 22nd. Clicking the link gets you this amazing deal, $4,500 worth of merchandise, yours for only $49. It's like giving yourself a gift. So for the next year, you have a continuous gift. Every single week, you can open up something new in the bundle and look at it. And it's like you give yourself a gift once a week, a brand new gift. So you can kind of think of it that way. Click the link. It takes you to a website that shows you everything that's in the bundle. There's so much in the bundle. And then you click the link that says purchase now. Afterwards, you will get sent an email with all the downloads. And I recommend that you download everything on a flash drive. That's the easiest for me, because the flash drive is just there in my hand. I know where it is, and I can just use it whenever I want to. You'll have access to the recipes, the videos, the lectures, everything. If you download it, you'll have them forever. This is a tremendous deal, but I can't say it enough. Today's the last day. You have to hit that button. Purchase now. You're giving yourself a gift, and I am deeply grateful if you purchase the bundle, because you're also helping to support my work, which I greatly appreciate. And thank you so much. And please hit the like button on this video. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please hit the subscribe button also. Another way that you can support my work. I greatly appreciate that. Hit the button. Click the button. Click the button and get the bundle. You got to do it for yourself. It's an amazing offer. Today's the last day. Got to act now. All right. Thank you so much. and get in the kitchen and cook healthy.